Imagine if everything you experience, every sound, every color, every sensation, was not happening outside of you, but inside your mind. What if the universe itself was a mental projection, not a physical structure? This idea is not new. It's the foundation of one of the oldest Hermetic principles, the principle of mentalism. The ancients taught that all is mind, that the universe is not a thing, but a thought, a vast, intelligent consciousness that forms reality the way a dreamer forms a dream. Nothing exists outside of mind. Everything you see, touch, taste, or fear is shaped first in the invisible realms of thought and consciousness. If this is true, then physical reality isn't as solid as we believe. It's more like a vivid illusion, a shared dream woven by collective thought. And if mind shapes matter, then mastering your mind is not just self-help. It's how you learn to shape reality itself. Think about dreams. When you dream, the people, landscapes, emotions, all of it feels real. You interact, you fear, you love, you lose, all inside a mental space. The dream is built instantly, effortlessly, by your mind. Mentalism teaches that waking life operates in a similar way, only at a grander scale and with a shared agreement among minds. The tree outside your window, the car you drive, the conversations you have, all exist within a mental field. They seem solid, but they are sustained by perception. Change the mind, and reality shifts, not immediately, but inevitably. If everything is mental at its root, then thought is not powerless. Thought is causative. Every belief, every assumption, every expectation sends ripples through the mental field, shaping what you experience tomorrow, next year, or even in your final moments. You are not separate from the mind of the universe. You are an extension of it. This understanding is both empowering and humbling. Empowering because it means you are not merely a victim of random events. You are a participant in reality's unfolding. But humbling because it shows that much of what we experience stems from unconscious mental patterns we barely recognize. Mentalism doesn't mean you control everything by wishing harder. It means you influence the structure of your experience by mastering the patterns within your own mind. Your deepest assumptions, not your surface thoughts, are what shape your world. If you assume life is dangerous, you will find evidence of threat everywhere. If you assume life supports you, paths will open where before there were walls. The mental field doesn't care about right or wrong. It simply reflects what is impressed upon it, without judgment. And so, every day, consciously or unconsciously, you are writing the next chapter of your life with your mind. If this truth stirs something inside you, subscribe and hit the bell. Your next awakening might just be a click away. Mentalism also reveals why inner transformation must precede outer change. Trying to fix the outside world without shifting the internal blueprint is like repainting a cracked wall without repairing the foundation. The cracks always return. The true alchemist knows, real change is invisible first. If the mind shapes reality, then learning to focus, refine, and uplift your mental patterns is not optional. It's essential. Every act of inner clarity, every release of old fear, every shift in belief is not just personal healing, it's reality reprogramming. This is why ancient teachings emphasized meditation, contemplation, and the cultivation of awareness, not as passive practices, but as the very tools for sculpting existence. You are not here to react endlessly to a broken world. You are here to remember that you are one of the builders, and builders do not beg for change. They create it from the blueprint within. Understanding mentalism also shatters the illusion of separation. If everything is mental in nature, then you are not a small fragment tossed about by an indifferent universe. You are a center of consciousness, connected to the whole, influencing and influenced by the vast mind that breathes reality into being. This changes everything. It means your thoughts are not private little clouds floating in isolation. They are frequencies, broadcasts, participating in the co-creation of the world you live in. Each mental imprint you send out adds a brushstroke to the shared canvas of existence. This is why cynicism corrodes, why fear amplifies, why hope heals. Every mental vibration has an echo. Every echo reinforces the larger pattern. If you believe nothing matters, the mental field responds accordingly. If you believe transformation is possible, doors open where before there were none. The mind is not a prison. It is a paintbrush. Mentalism also teaches that mastery begins not with force, but with subtlety. You do not command the mental field with loud demands. You influence it through coherence, through the steady, unwavering broadcast of aligned thought. A scattered mind sends mixed signals. Fear here, hope there, resentment beneath it all. The universe mirrors this confusion. But a disciplined mind, one that consistently holds a vision of truth, beauty, strength, begins to carve out a new pattern in the field. This is why real spiritual work is quiet. It happens in the silent corridors of your own awareness, far from applause or validation. It's not about suppressing fear or denying negativity. It's about seeing them clearly, understanding their origins, and choosing again, choosing higher. Over time, the mental field cannot help but reorganize itself around the stronger frequency. What you hold consistently within eventually becomes what you hold without. If you have ever experienced synchronicity, a thought mirrored by an event, a dream reflected in waking life, you have touched the edges of this truth. The universe is not reacting randomly. It is responding precisely to the dominant patterns of mind, individually and collectively. Mentalism explains why faith matters, not as blind belief, but as a sustained mental focus. It explains why despair breeds more despair, why gratitude unlocks new doors. The mental field amplifies whatever frequency is most consistently held, regardless of circumstances. You are not punished by your thoughts, nor rewarded by them. You are shaped by them. They form the architecture of your experience, change the mental blueprint, and over time, the structures of your life must adapt. Nothing in your life is static. Reality is malleable, fluid, influenced moment by the unseen currents of consciousness you direct. The principle of mentalism does not promise instant miracles. It invites patient mastery. It reminds you that reality is sculpted from the inside out, not the outside in. Every day, with every thought, you are laying the bricks of tomorrow's experience. This is why clarity is power, why emotional discipline matters, why imagination is not fantasy, but a creative engine. Your mind is not a passive receiver of the world. It is a projector, a transmitter, a generator. The question is not whether you are creating. You are. The real question is, what patterns are you creating from? Fear or trust? Doubt or vision? Separation or unity? Reality is not an enemy to conquer. It is a mirror to align with. The universe bends to coherence, to clarity, to inner sovereignty. When the mind returns to its true creative power, the world outside must follow. It always has. It always will. If reality is shaped by your mind, then what have you unknowingly been creating all along?